All right, my friends, welcome back. Here we are talking about Wednesday, the 19th of February 2020. All right, we've got the moon moving in the middle degrees of Capricorn. The sun has moved out of Aquarius into the sign of Pisces. All right, so that for one is very exciting. It's a whole new journey. All right, deepening again our connections with the unknown, deepening our connections with self, with source energy, with our spirituality, reconnecting, shining the light on our dreams, shining the light on our creativity, our sweet poetry, our sweet song that we give to the world, right? And like that farmer's market, something I've talked about a little while ago when Mercury first entered this space. We're shining our light. We're allowing ourselves to come through, to come out, and display what we've been working on, who we are, as the goods. We're showing up with the goods, right? And saying, here, look at what we've created. As well, Pisces is about endings. Okay, so for the next month ahead here, we have something coming into completion. We're rounding something out over the month ahead. Okay, the sun is moving through the shadow period until it reaches the 13th degree. The shadow period of Mercury, I want to make that clear. Okay, so it's in the Mercury retrograde zone. Mercury is retrograde still at 12 degrees right now, which is about what? It's about willpower. Okay, having the willpower to move forward, having the willpower to create, having the willpower to recognize the goods that we have and bring them to the table. All right, we've got our emotional moon creating a sextile over there to Mercury. All right, very, very powerful connection, because the moon is, again, what we need. Now, Mercury is in its detriment, being in its, home sign Virgo, detriment in Pisces. The moon is also in detriment, home sign of Cancer, opposite Capricorn. Okay, where Cancer is sweet, nurturing, caring, wants to care for the other, it wants to talk and express emotions, and the moon is saying, like, I've got stuff to do. This isn't just about me expressing my emotions. This is about me taking action, and there's a need for that taking action. Okay, so the moon saying, take action, find my power, find my strength right now in a practical way. This is not an emotional. Mercury, the sun, Neptune, they're taking over the emotional aspects right now. The south or the north node down in Cancer, they're providing us with our nurturing water that we need right now to balance this energy, to balance this chart, because we have a ton of Capricorn energy, right? This kind of Capricorn energy, we got Mars, the moon, the south node, Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn. It's a super stellium. We've got 6 planets in Capricorn, which can be cold, brash business. It's like there are laws, and if you break these laws, you go to jail. You do not pass go, you do not collect $200. And it's just like, what? It was snowy, and I didn't stop completely at the sign, and I rolled through it because, you know what I mean? And it's just like, can there be leniency? Can there be some emotion? Can there be some empathy going on right now? So thankfully, the sun, shining its light in the Pisces, in the sign of Pisces, Mercury in the water sign of Pisces, Neptune in the water sign of Pisces, home, and the north node down there in Cancer, again reminding us to maintain a level of integrity, of empathy, right, is very, very important right now. So we also have, let me show you the chart. We've got the moon. Let me back this up a couple hours. Moon creating a square to Venus. Okay, squares are tension. This is good. Let me explain why this is good. And again, I have to remind everyone right now that this is fate week. It's fate week. Okay, this Saturn reality. Saturn is the ruler of our third dimension. Neptune is the ruler of our dreams, of our creativity, of our expansion beyond this physical reality, where our conscious mind and unconscious mind, where our emotional body enters our physical body, we can express that And that's what allows great transformation. You know what I mean? That's the beauty of meditation, the beauty of yoga, the beauty of an artist painting a picture, the beauty of a poet writing a poem that you know, makes you cry. These are just words on a piece of paper. But it's tapping into something. It's tapping into a resource that's not necessarily of this physical world. Okay, so this septile is fate and destined energy that's going on till the 21st. I put out a really long video about it. It's 20 minutes long. It's not that long. But, you know, either way, so I put this video out about it. And it's, this is Fate Week. So everything that's going on this week is destined to happen. We are taking the actions, putting ourselves in the right place at the right time, no matter what it is. We are having the conversations that need to be had during this retrograde, which is very important. Okay, so Mercury's still at 12 degrees. It slowed down at 12 degrees. You know, stationed retrograde stopped, basically. Station is like stopped. It stopped moving. Visibly to the human eye, the planet still goes around in a circle, right? We're still, or a spirally kind of a thing. It's an optical illusion from geocentrically our perspective here on Earth. Anyway, so it stopped at a place of willpower, strength, okay? Now, the moon creating this square to Venus is very, very important during this retrograde right now. And once Venus starts to square Jupiter, starts to square Pluto, starts to square Saturn, these are very, very helpful for us during this Mercury retrograde for many reasons. Because what? Aries says, go. Start, spark the match. Let's begin the process. Okay? Venus not only deals with what we love, who we love, but it deals with money. Okay? So Venus in the sign of Aries can say, look, I want to buy this, I want to buy this, I want to buy this, something feels off, I need to get something. And the moon, emotional moon, saying like, no, we have to be practical on our resources. What do we want versus what do we need right now is extremely important. So they're connecting at 13 degrees, right? So this is saying like, slow down. Slow things down. Okay? So that connection to Venus right here is like, spend money. I need this. I need that. I need, you know, all of these. I need all of the things. I need to fill all of these, you know, holes in myself that, you know, something might feel empty or whatever during this retrograde process. Because usually that happens a lot during the retrograde. You know, we try to buy something, put the carriage before the horse and buy something when it's just like, it's not necessary. It's ordering the second plate of food when you haven't finished your first, you know, 6 bites of the meal that you've already got in front of your face, right? So this is positive tension, okay, and reminding ourselves of this right now. You know, I'll be honest. I went to a crystal shop today, and I was like, these like Lemurian quartz crystals, and I mean there was some massive, beautiful crystals, and I picked them up, and they were just vibrating my body, and just like, oh my God, you know, it was such an amazing feeling, you know, and I was just like, I want this. And I had to check in with myself. Aaron, you know, and I'm a Reiki master, so I do healings and whatnot. So it's just like, can I use this practically in the healings that I'm doing? Could I use this crystal beyond just being, you know, a pretty something that sits, you know, I mean, I've got some sitting here, a little amethyst, and I found this one at Lake Michigan, little fossil heartstone. Anyway, you know, so instead of buying, you know, this massive Lemurian crystal, I just bought this little guy. Right? And I checked in, I had to check in with myself. You know, do I want this massive crystal? Yeah. I mean, there was a freaking amethyst this freaking big, you know what I mean? It was like $2,000. I can't buy. Do I want it? Uh-huh. Do I need it? No. You know, did I want the big Lemurian quartz crystal? Uh-huh. Did I need it? Not right now. No. You know, so it's checking in with ourselves, using this intuitive energy that's going on here in Pisces right now, to really see what do we want, what do we need, you know, and then the answer will come to us. When I put this little guy on my head, I had visions of like blues and greens, and I was just like, okay, that's the one, you know, That's perfect. Beautiful. I'll sit here and meditate with this thing on my forehead. You know? So this is a time to use that intuition and check in with ourselves of what do we want? What do we need? How can I balance this out? How can I make practical decisions when I, emotionally do desire? And not just emotionally desire. That might not be the right words. It's not just an emotional desire. It's just a simple desire, simple want. Okay. So anyway, it's positive energy as well. Now we've got, here we go, for the next couple of days here, Mars creating that trine. That line's getting thicker over here to Uranus. Okay. So whatever actions were taking place, we're still at a place of willpower. This is restraint, this 13 degrees square is restraint, And Mars is like, yeah, maybe because of this, maybe because of my ability to restrain myself, maybe the ability for myself to recognize my own actions, to recognize what I'm doing, why I'm doing, and the growth that I've done, right? Coming from this caterpillar, chrysalis, butterfly, taking flight, seeing the world from a new perspective, seeing myself from a new perspective, recognizing the beauty that I am, moving into this place of, there's like a breath of fresh air when the sun entered the sign of Pisces today, and this trine, okay, because of the actions taking place, whether that's restraint, whether that is tapping in to my spiritual self, whether that's being devoted to a yoga practice, to an exercise, to a diet, to a meditation. My friend just started this 21-day meditation, and it's just like staying diligent with it. It takes 21 days in order for like a habit to sink in, or for a habit to create itself. So it's been really fun to play with this, to start it. So it's just like, by us being able to start and take this initiation, by us bringing this to a practicality, taking action in a practical sense, not rushing into something, but like slow and steady wins the race, there's an immense amount of breakthroughs that come from this. Things that are tradition now were not once a tradition, okay? That's just simply how it is. Those traditions were created over time, and then new traditions were created, and new traditions were created from that. So this is a really great breakthrough time right now, that these energies, this Capricorn energy, and again, this is of how we are representing ourselves. This is how we govern ourselves on a daily basis. This is how we are getting up and living every single day life. And are we being practical? Are we being committed? Are we being strict with ourselves? And if the answer is yes, then we're finding, this transformation happening, right? And not only, again, this septile here, fate, destiny, this is, all of these things playing into one another are creating this change that we so desperately need. Not just want, need, how we're governing ourselves in this life. And it's going to happen over, it's going to intensify here on Thursday as the moon starts meeting up with Jupiter. Actually, excuse me, that's going to happen today. Boom, 3 p.m., a need for expansion, a need for practical expansion. This isn't this foo-foo kind of, foo-foo, this isn't fluff, and I'm saying, like, this is life-changing energy. That's not, like there's like, and this is your next get-rich-quick scheme, and this is the diet pill. You don't have to lift a finger, and you just take this pill and watch the weight roll right off you. It's like, it's Fugazi. That's fluff stuff. And it's like, I can sit here and say that this is not fluff week. This is not fluff week. This is destiny week. So the tension that we're feeling on one end leads to a breakthrough on the other end. The cloudiness of Mercury in Pisces during this retrograde, creating this septile down here to Uranus. Uranus sextile the North Node. Uranus breakthrough, breaking of these traditions, breaking free. Okay, new insight, spiritual guidance, breaking free from the norm, breaking free from society's concept of what reality is. Not just being, not going about our work and our business in a cold and sterile way, but finding a way to constantly reassure a nurturing, empathetic, caring quality to ourselves. And that's applying here in our ego, in our sun. That's applying here in our communication. And that's going to intensify as the retrograde continues. Right? So it's just like all these energies, these blue lines here are all favoring these purple lines. Those septiles between Mercury, communication, insight, information, breakthrough, Uranus, the lightning striking, the eureka moment, the great aha. That's it. And bringing that great aha into our own creative way to make that part of our reality. Fate week. The fate train has left the station. Okay? This is exciting. Whatever's going on right now, I'm excited for you. I'm excited for me. I'm excited for all of us, as there's just a practical way of doing things, and it's not heady. Again, it's not fugazi. It's not like, oh, I'm the rose colored glasses, oh, it's going to be so lovely when, in a perfect world when. It's just like, we are embodying it now. We're living it now with each breath. Okay? I love it. Thank you as always. Thank you so much. I love you. I wish you enough, and we'll see you tomorrow.